I went from this to this in 9 months. Stick around to find out how. Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. Gotta adjust this just a little bit. There, that's a better picture. Today, I got a couple quick topics to talk about. We're going to get into this erythritol thing. It seems to be the hot topic on the internet the last couple of days. So I'm going to give you my quick little opinion of it. My retired truck driver, non-science-based opinion. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. You may be asking yourself, Bob, what in the world am I watching here? Well, you're watching me walk. I know that doesn't seem super exciting, and it's not. I mean, I do try to liven things up a little bit by coming up with interesting things to talk about. Sometimes I do that okay, sometimes not so much. But the exciting part about all this is a little over 9.5 months ago, I could barely stand for 2 to 2.5 minutes without severe pain. And now, I'm out here walking every day. I have been averaging between 5 and 6 miles a day. But for the month of March, I'm trying to get to the 15,000 step mark every day, which is a little bit, just a hair shy of 6.25 miles, which doesn't seem like a big jump, but it is to do that every day. Because, when I say I'd average between 5 and 6, I'd hit 4.7, 4.8, 5.1, and then toss in a couple of 6+ mile days, the occasional 7 or 8 mile day. Most of those have been, all of those have been with trekking poles. But I'm trying to do all of these, except on the days I go out to the park to hike on trails, and do all this without trekking poles, just to try and build up more strength. So that's what you're watching. But, I'm rapidly approaching my 60th birthday. So the whole point of all this is to show you it's never too late to change your life. If you woke up this morning, you have a chance to do something today that will increase your chances of waking up tomorrow. Maybe not by a lot, but every little bit helps. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I was still a little bit surprised. I was looking over some stats in my YouTube channel, and I still have almost 70% of the people that are watching my videos aren't subscribed. So could I ask you at this point, if you've ever enjoyed one of my videos, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It really does help the channel out. And give us a little interaction too. Hit the like button. Maybe leave a comment down below. If you can't think of, what you want to say in the comments, just say, "Hi, Bob." Or, "Wow, you're looking old and fat today, Bob." Whatever you want to say. Any kind of a comment helps the channel out. But, yeah, we have to get the word out. There's so much bad information out there that people still believe because they're not keeping up with the science, such as it is. I mean, That's our real problem, is that it's absolutely impossible to come up with hard health outcomes in the science of nutrition. But there are so many people that are listening to what, basically their whole health science is the TV commercials put out by food. Eat this cereal because it's heart healthy. But that's not what today's video is about. Today we're going to talk about erythritol. And I watched several of those yesterday. The first of which that came out before any of the others, at least that I saw, was the one Dr. Ken Berry put out. And it's a very good video. I highly suggest you go watch that. But then some of the other ones that came out completely overlooked some of the facts of the study and just started screaming, oh, you got to stop eating erythritol right now because it's going to give you a heart attack. That's not what the study says. That's not what the data says. Because it's an association now, it does appear to be a very strong association, but it's still just an associative study. And as we talked about just a couple of videos ago, associative studies cannot directly make cause and effect statements. They just can't. So, my take on it. If you're one of these people that, you wake up every day with your keto pancakes and keto syrup, or a keto treat to go with your eggs and bacon that has erythritol in it, and then because you've never learned to like black coffee, you have to have a little erythritol in your coffee. And then you have an erythritol-based fat bomb with your lunch. You have a little snack in the afternoon. And then you have a little dessert after your dinner. You're probably not doing your body any favors. But the thing that everybody except Dr. Berry and a couple others are overlooking is the high levels of erythritol they used in their experiments on mice, by the way. Mice are not humans. But all they were using it for in the mice was to see if it affected clotting times. And it did. It made clots much easier to form. So while mice are not humans, there's a strong association that maybe high levels of erythritol may promote more clotting in humans. May. You can't say definitely it will, because the experiment wasn't done on humans. And of course, that's never going to happen. But remember, they were using megadoses. I believe it was 45 micrograms or grams, I don't remember which. I remember the number 45 is what they were using, and The FDA's website says the average consumption for people using it is about 13. So I think it's grams. So basically a triple dose of what a normal person would get. And erythritol is a substance that naturally occurs in some of the foods. Well, I don't eat because I'm a carnivore. But there's some of it in mushrooms. There's a little bit in watermelon. And there were some other foods. So, in small doses, it's not apparently harmful because it occurs naturally. So my whole take on this is to just be aware. If you're one of these people that uses a lot of erythritol because you're hooked on your keto treats, start weaning those down. I'm not saying you have to give them up altogether, but save the keto treats for like a dessert after Sunday dinner, and then maybe a midweek treat about Wednesday. I don't really believe that the occasional use of it is going to be that harmful. And they're really, I think Dr. Berry said to get as much erythritol in your system as they were looking at in the study into your system, you'd have to be like in the top 10% of consumers. So let's just be aware that there is a study out there that shows, and again, it's an association study. It goes back to the sunburns and the ice cream thing. You can't say the sunburns are caused by ice cream sales because it's the heat of the sun doing both. But it does look like there might be something there. So if you're one of my keto followers, I would just advise caution. I mean, if it was a dire warning, it would have happened before now because we've been using erythritol since the 90s. And with all the people basically living on Atkins bars, we would have seen, and there may be some, but I think we would have seen enough people dropping over with heart attacks and strokes and other cardiovascular outcomes that are bad. I think the alarm bells would have been sounded before now. So don't panic. I mean, if you want to throw out all your keto treats, I'm not going to stop you because I don't use any of that kind of stuff. But don't feel like you have to throw them all out. Just be mindful of how much of it you're eating. I'll have a few more thoughts down at the end. But for now, let's go ahead and cue the music. Okay, cut the music. Thank you. Oh. Trying to keep the pace up just a little bit there. I'm not pushing the pace quite so hard because I am, trying to eat 15,000 steps a day for this month. And I think it's going to be hard enough without pushing the speed too much. But because, the off and on bad weather and sick and everything else, I haven't gotten nearly as many steps in the last couple of weeks as I'm used to. And I really felt that 15,000 steps yesterday right in the front of my legs and my calves a little bit. So I did some good stretching last night before bed, and I thought I was going to have a problem getting out and walking this morning. But the recovery when we're on a meat-based diet is so amazing, because I was a little stiff and sore when I went to bed last night. I slept pretty much through the night. I mean, I usually wake up once because, I'm an old guy. And, I had to wake up once to do what it is old guys do. And that usually keeps me up for a half hour to 45 minutes. But I don't remember being awake that long. I must have dropped right back to sleep and got up again this morning. Nothing hurts. I'm right back out here walking again, which is awesome. But, this whole erythritol thing, it's hot right now because that new study just came out. But, like I said, if you're one of these people that eats it all day long, you're going to want to cut back. If you have it occasionally, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But just be aware. My suggestion is to go to Dr. Barry's channel, listen to his video, then go down in the show notes and actually click on the link provided and read the study for yourself. Make up your own mind. That's all we can do, folks, is make up our own mind, make an intelligent, informed choice on what we're going to do with our long-term health. I, of course, think everybody should be on strict carnivore, not eating any of that stuff. But I know for a lot of you, like James at Ready Set Keto has said several times, he does feel better when he's on a strict carnivore like beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. He knows he feels better, but he doesn't feel like it's sustainable. He has to have that little bit of keto to keep him on track. And I totally understand. I was that way early, not with the keto treats, but rather than just beef, I occasionally had to, I had Spam. I actually had Spam quite a bit. Bologna, hot dogs, some cheese, my sausage and shrimp meal, and a few other meals that I haven't had in quite some time. But I think without those, if I had tried to just jump straight into the Lion Diet and gone just beef, salt, and water, I'd have never made it this far. And I certainly would not have made it this far without the support of you guys. You guys watching my video, especially if you're still here at this point, thank you. Thank you very much. That really means a lot to me. Don't forget, drop down in the comments, leave me a comment, hit the thumbs up button, maybe share this out on your social media to help spread the word, because that's really what we're after. We'll make a real difference when there are so many of us that they can no longer just ignore us or pretend we're a cult or we're destroying our health. But that's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget to get out there, be 1% better. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.